I can't tell you how much better my back feels.
Is always here.
I was I had two visits yesterday from I had to go to the doctor, two different doctors. Went to my rheumatologist. She ate me alive. I went to then my chiropractor, and they ate me alive. I've got to start getting better healthy. I got to eat better and everything. So um, Tim's got to get healthy here. I was told I got to lose 20 pounds in 6 months here, and so I'm going on a diet like you won't believe. And yeah, I've got to go start going to the gym. I've got to exercise these knees, or they're going to lock up on me. That's what I was basically told yesterday. Lose weight, or my knees are going to lock up and we'll be in a wheelchair. So those are my choices, and I got to press forward and do what I have to do here. All right, y'all. You can see there's a big, huge area of low pressure right here. That's what caused all the severe weather over the last couple of days, and we're gonna have a little dipsy doodle come down here and come in here with another area low pressure that's going to create a problem for generally the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley region here, coming in here and play on Sunday and Monday. And boy, I tell you, if you listen to what the Storm Prediction Center is saying, it's almost scary what they're saying right now. Uh, I put out there what QLCS means, and QLCS basically means quasi-linear convection system. Meaning basically this it's a linear line of thunderstorm activity that is very intense with very high winds in it and tornado embedded. That's what QLCS means, so that you guys understand what exactly it means. And I put that definition out there for you guys to read if you want to go back and read the last post I just posted, so that you guys understand what QLCS means. Because you're gonna hear that a lot probably over the next few weeks here with severe weather is QLCS, and that's the definition of exactly what it means. Quasi-linear convective convection system is what QLCS means. All right. The verse of the day is one of the first verses in the whole Bible. It's Genesis 1:1. It says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Amen. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That is the verse of the day. Simplistic, but the very first verse of the day is that. All right. What I'm going to show you first here this morning is winter is not done. Yeah, even in the south, y'all. Down here in the southeast, in Tampa Bay. Cold air's coming. Yes, it is. Tuesday and Wednesday next week, it's going to get very frigid here in Tampa Bay. Look at this cold air dipping southward, and that's going to create now the QLCS as the Weather Prediction Center is saying right now is going to line up here. And boy, look at that boundary line right there of warm air and cold air battling it out right there. What always wins? Well, honestly, the cold air usually always wins. That frontal boundary is always going to push through where the hot air is, and it does so again this time as always. And you see the cold air. Now, what I have up here is anomaly, which means what is usually the condition at hand in this time of the year and month and day and hour. Okay, when we get into these purples right here, look what it is. It's minus 30 degrees below normal. Below normal now. That's not below zero. It's below normal. Okay? So don't get those two mixed up. Below normal. 30 degrees below normal. So if it's normally 40 degrees, what does that mean? That means it's 10 degrees. If it's normally 32 degrees, what does that mean? Well, you could be below zero. Is anywhere up here going to be below zero? Yeah. You folks up here in the Great Lakes, Hope you didn't put any plants out yet because it is gonna get nasty, nasty, nasty up here. And that cold air blasts us all the way through the Ohio Valley region. Notice over here, way above normal over here, way below normal over here. And let's go to 7 a.m. in the morning, or it's 8 a.m. right there on Tuesday morning. Below normal temperature, sir? Yeah, it is. If I zoom in there and do the Ohio Valley region there as an example, again, 33 degrees below normal. What's that actual temperature up there at? Look at this, y'all. Minus 10 degrees. Evansville, Indiana, you're at 19 at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Down here in the southeast, Tampa Bay, that cold air is coming. It's 46 degrees. Y'all, that's way below normal here for us this time of year. The anomaly there is 13 degrees below normal. 13 degrees below normal. So if it's 46, what should it be? About 59 is what it should be this time of year. And so cold air is in place. And look what it's going to be on Wednesday morning. Let's go to Wednesday morning. Right there is Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. 33 degrees up there in Evansville, Indiana. About 48, 52 degrees here in Tampa Bay. Again, below normal. Yep, it's below normal. It's about 11 or 14 degrees below normal. Up here, you're 9 degrees below normal. Down here in the main southeast region as a whole, we're 17 to 15 degrees below normal, as much as 20 degrees below normal. So cold air is in place for the next, say, next week, first next week. And then what happens after that? Are we going to get more cold air coming? Well, let's watch. Let's watch this anomaly now. Now look out here in the west. Golly, they're in the heat dome out there, aren't they? Texas, you're going to stay warm. Over in the southeast, we're still cool on Thursday morning. When's the next area cold air coming in? There's another blast. Cold air coming in. March 22nd. Notice the same position. Still got a heat dome over here. Below normal over here again. That's March 22nd. That's Sunday, March 22nd. Again, look at this. Look at the eastern part of the country, and look at the western part of the country. This is 10 days out from now. The accuracy of this, yeah, is pretty good right now. Yeah, it is. And are we going to get warm finally? Well, no, not really. The northeast up there, especially. Look at this. Stays very, very cold up here. Tampa Bay, down here, we're still below normal down here. Now we're getting a change in the atmospheric conditions, aren't we? Look over here out west. Toward the end of the month, March 27th, we're getting a difference. What I mean by that, I mean everything's flipping. Below normal here, above normal over here then. So we may be getting a flip coming, okay, toward the end of, say, March. Maybe we'll start warming up over here in the southeast some. But for a while, we're going to stay a little cool here. Below normal temperatures over here on the eastern half of the country, while the western half of the country stays warm. And I just thought I'd share that with you because I found it very interesting that was what was coming off here. Um, and what does that mean? What does all this mean, y'all? That means probably the eastern half of the country over here is probably going to see, and down here in the south, is probably going to see some bad, severe weather because of that fighting of warm air and cold air. So there's the battle. The battle zone is going to be right through here for almost the entire month of March, which is typical, right? The problem is at hand, though, is it feels like we're in the peak of severe weather, and we're not. We don't hit that peak really until April May time frame, and we're still in mid March here. So the severe weather has took a hold here a little faster than normal. Okay, it is a little faster than normal. All right, day two. Okay, which would be Saturday. Uh, let's see, why did that not flip over? It didn't flip over, did it? Okay, there we go. Day two is Saturday, Sunday. Still got a little bit of thunderstorm activity down here in the southern part of here of Florida. That cold front that kind of came through yesterday is going to push back back to as a warm front here, and give us a little bit of shower activity here, and maybe keep us a little bit on the rainy side here for Saturday and into Sunday. Now we're going to get into day three here, y'all. And I hate to talk about this. I do, because this is my family up here in southern parts of Indiana. That's my home. That's my home state where I was born and raised. And they're at the very, very beginning. They have an enhanced risk level of a categorical 3 risk level. They're in a bullseye. They're near Evansville, Indiana, through Kentucky, Tennessee, western parts of Tennessee, uh, parts of Arkansas, and southeast corner there of Missouri, and southeast corner there of Illinois. There's your bullseye zone from the Storm Prediction Center. How accurate is this, y'all? I got to tell you, the accuracy from the Storm Prediction Center at only 3 days out is fairly good. Fairly good. The accuracy here is very, very, very daggone good. And notice what they got. They got a 30% probability of very severe weather. Okay, with an intensity level of 1 over a very large area. Don't just look at the red. Look at the entire region there. It's in the yellow. Even in the brown, the chances of getting a tornadic cell, yeah, it's there. Now let me read you what it says right here. Excuse me. It says potential for a widespread. Now that's important to understand what widespread is saying here. Widespread damaging wind event, along with a few tornadoes, exists from Sunday afternoon through Sunday night from northeast Texas to southwest lower Michigan. Now you look at that map up there. Is Texas involved in this? Yes, it is. Houston, yes. You are involved in that. Yes, you are. The greatest threat appears to be from northeast Arkansas into Indiana during the evening and overnight hours. All right, and it's talking about a low level, high level jet developing across Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Okay, there's a strong mid-level uh, exodus out of the plains coming into play, and then it's not done. We're not done. Then we get into days 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y'all, you don't see this often now. What do they got? They have a 30 percentile, the highest level they can put out there for day 4 over here along the eastern seaboard, basically located there in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia area. They have a 30 percentile out there, which is the highest level they can put out there in days 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, y'all, they don't put things out there in days 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 unless they are well assured that there is going to be a very severe threat level. And man, when they put a 30% out there in those days, you can bet there is going to be a major severe threat level over here along the eastern seaboard here. Now, I'm telling you all over here along the eastern seaboard, this is coming in on Monday, Tuesday timeline. Okay, 7 a.m. Monday. This legend here is for 7 a.m. Monday through 7 a.m. on Tuesday. So probably when will that be? I bet we're looking at the late evening hours, okay, into the overnight hours. And why do I say that? Because we're probably going to be dealing with the heating of the day, and when the heating of the day, heats up the ground and causes air to rise, boom, we're going to get that explosion happening. And let's read what it says down here. It says models are in good agreement with the large scale pattern on Monday, day 4, depicting a deep upper trough moving out of the Mississippi Valley and ejecting in, here's important, negative tilt fashion across the mid Atlantic and into the Northeast. You guys heard me talk about negative tilt. How much, when you see it, negative tilt is what gives you the clue always for what? Tornadic activity, spin in the atmosphere. And they go over every single thing down here They basically go over everything that I always talk about: moisture in the atmosphere, the the cap. Uh, what is that? A 500 millibar? What does a 700 millibar look like? They're even going as low as at 850 millibars. They're saying 50 to 70 knot winds at 850. You know how far? You know what 850 millibars is? It's right above your head, basically. Okay, it's not high. It's not very high in the atmosphere. It's still far enough up where the winds don't necessarily have to come all the way down to the ground. But when you get 850 millibar winds at 50 to 70 knots, 850 millibars, it doesn't take much of a downdraft to bring it to the surface of the ground. And what else does it say? All this wind shear at the lower levels could easily result in what? What's that word? QLCS. QLCS. Don't forget what QLCS. I just gave the definition of what QLCS means. Quasi-linear convection system, meaning very strong winds with probably very large amounts of rain coming down with wrapped tornadic activity all, all, all in one, y'all. So you have a linear line of very strong winds and probably tornadic activity. That's what QLCS basically means. And they're telling y'all supercells are coming to the Carolinas, okay, and Virginia. Supercells are going to be coming. That supercell activity and a QLCS is going to happen in Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley region as well. All right, we are looking at a very, very severe event here coming up. Storm Prediction Center 3 days out. Very seldom do they ever put out, y'all, out in day three, that right there, a categorical 3 level. Might we get to category 4? Y'all, it might. It very well might. And I hate to dance on the wagon here, but man, what does the Storm Prediction Center usually do? Just like the National Hurricane Center, they tend to take baby steps, y'all. Just like the National Hurricane Center does. They want to be right. And y'all, they're putting out a categorical 3 threat 3 days out. That doesn't happen very often. Not very often do you ever see a categorical 3 level 3 days out. 2, yeah, you see that quite a bit. 3, that doesn't happen very often. So what are they going to do tomorrow when they come out with day 2? It's at least going to be 3, and we might be seeing a level 4 threat level even tomorrow. And I would not be surprised at all if we don't get the categorical 4 threat level with this one. Because the wind shear here is crazy bad. I've been looking at it. Here is, okay, I'm going to show you next. Here's the RFS model. Okay, I want you to look at the updrafts or the RFS model. Now, the HR model not far enough out there. The time frame is not giving me the HR level. So all I can give you is the RFS level. Now, granted, the RFS level, as you hear me say all the time, it kind of over exaggerate a little what the updrafts look like. But with that said, just eliminate some of the updrafts and understand where the zone level is. It's right there in it. It's right there. That's and the main zone level is right there. There's where the highest uh, updrafts appear here on our screen is right there. And where's the Storm Prediction Center at? Y'all, it's right there. I mean, the RFS model again, it may be over exaggerating as it always does, but I don't think it's giving us where it's at, y'all. It's giving us where it's located at this time. So I don't think you can disregard what the RFS what level the RFS model is giving us right now. It looks like a pretty severe event level. Okay, here's the European model. Now I've expedited this a little bit. This is what it looks like on Sunday at 9 p.m. And you look there in Ohio Valley region, say in Indiana and right through Illinois, in Missouri there, and in say in that region. If I back it up here at 8 p.m. just a little bit, okay, just maybe just go. Let's just leave it right there at 9 p.m. What do we have in place? Well, we have a QLCS, don't we? There's the QLCS that we're talking about is right there. QLCS. That's a quasi line, okay, linear line of convection. And it's, you notice how it's got a little bit of a bow. See that little bit of a bow? That little bit of a bow right there that we're seeing, that's a sign of what? High winds pushing that bow, making it bow like it. All right. Now here is, I'm gonna zoom in there a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna zoom into the Ohio Valley region because that is the region probably of the most severe threat level at this time. Is in that sector right there. So what would Indiana say be getting right there? Probably supercell activity. You look at it with the lightning flashes there, it doesn't look crazy bad, does it, with the lightning? Here's the K index. It's marginal in that area, right? We're up to K index at 37.9. What's the surface cap look like? Now, understand surface cap. Okay, understand what that means. When you have a low surface cap and you got thunderstorm activity within it, okay, that means the thunderstorms, there's nothing to prevent it from happening. There's no cap for it. Nothing's capping these thunderstorms from just bursting loose. When you have a cap, it prevents thunderstorm activity from maybe going higher and higher and higher in elevation. When you have a very low cap like this, that's allowing the thunderstorms to just blossom as much as they want. There's nothing there. And James is talking about derecho. I would not be surprised that there won't be a derecho probably form out of this. That is very remotely true, James. To see a possible derecho. That derecho may come right down through here. It might line up right through here, where it may line up at, and then move all the way through the east coast over here. Okay, so not a lot of surface cap. Now again, that means those thunderstorms can just blossom. I mean, supercells can just explode without anything stopping them. Okay, not a cap there to prevent it from happening. What's the dew points look like? You got 51 there in Indiana, 55 across Kentucky and Tennessee, 59 further south you go, the higher the dew points are. Now, you guys in Texas, you say, heck, it's not going to affect us any. Don't bet on that, because where's all the heavier dew points at? It's down there, isn't it? That means all the instability's down there too, doesn't it? Okay, now let me show you the dew points down there in the southeast or in the south central region. Is your dew points there? Well, you're in the 60s down there. Notice you're in the 50s up here. So what does that mean? Well, you got a little bit more liquids in the atmosphere, don't you? Dew points are higher, a little bit more energy down here. Doesn't mean now that you're going to get all these really strong tornadoes like may happen up in Indiana that can't happen down here. Doesn't mean you're going to get that tornadic activity down here. I'm just saying the atmosphere is loaded up with a little bit more moisture down here. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Now, so and you look what the surface cap looks like down there. Well, you have a higher surface cap down there. Is that surface cap going to prevent maybe the thunderstorms from really exploding down there? Well, if you look at the lightning flash, you got light pretty strong. Look where the white's at. You got white there on the tail end right there, don't you? That means thunderstorm activity is actually stronger right down here than really what it is up here. But you may have the bigger supercells up here. Now, here's what I want to show you too. We've got to the pressure. I want to show you the pressure. Where's that big, strong area? Look what it is, 991. So you got a big trailing area of low pressure moving right through there. So what's trying to happen? Well, this air is trying to rush from Texas through Arkansas, through Mississippi and Tennessee and Kentucky, through Illinois and Indiana, and air is trying to fill in that area of low pressure up there at 991 millibars. So air is trying to rush from here all the way up here to fill in that area of low pressure. That's what low pressure does. Low pressure is trying to gather air from everywhere it can to fill in that center to balance the atmosphere out. That's what's trying to happen. Okay, and as James is pointing out, I believe it was James, uh, Dave Warren. Talk about that dry line. Look at the dew point line here. Look at the difference in that dry line here. There's the fight right there is going on at 8 p.m. And that fight is going to be right over here where the dew points are, is where that fight is. There's no fight over here, y'all. There is no fight over here. The fight in the atmosphere is going to happen right there in that drew where that dew points are the highest, near that dry line. To the south of that dry line is where that fight's going to be going on between the cold air and the dry and the wet air. All right. Now I showed you the pressure. Look at this wind at 500 millibars, screaming. Y'all, this is some of the strongest winds we've seen yet. 101 knots at 500 millibars. 101 knots. Again, I'm gonna go to the Ohio Valley region. Watch this area low pressure, what it does. Now, do you think maybe down here that you might get some crazy stuff down here too with that really strong wind shear? Yeah, I think that's gonna be possible. Okay, it could be possible. Don't just say this is Ohio Valley region. You guys down there in the south. I don't see that. I think it's gonna be I, man, just too much instability in the South to see that kind of wind shear happening at 500 millibars and not to think that some things bad could happen down there too. Again, I'm going to stop it there at 9 p.m. on Sunday. And I'm just going to leave it there for a second. Okay? So you look at this whole valley region, strong wind shear at 500 millibars, don't we? You look down here in the South Central region, look at the strong wind shear that's happening down here. Now, here's where the difference lies, though. Look at the 700 millibar winds. Pretty flat line here. Look at the strong winds here, though. Moving up here. Now look where these winds are coming from here. And look where the winds are coming in from here. Notice you got a wind shear coming up here in this direction up here. And you got a wind shear here coming in this direction. Now, at 9 p.m. on Sunday, here's the difference, though. Look at the lower level winds. Now, this is important to see. Where's the fight at? Okay, you can see it real quickly here. See that line that's going right through there right now? Look at your winds up here in say, central Texas. Where are they coming from? They're coming out of the north, aren't they? So you're going to get a strong northerly breeze coming in against a strong southerly breeze. There's your fight line right there. So, and then look up here. You think right there, at this point in time, right where that division is, there is going to be a lot of wind shear here, right through here. You seen that wind shear over here at 500 millibars. Look at your lower level winds and look how strong they are. And so what does that mean? Y'all, that means we got spin in the atmosphere here like crazy getting ready to happen. That's what it's telling us. Look at your winds up here and look at the winds right here. In the lower levels, look at that. Look what's happening here. Look at your lower level winds coming this direction. Your lower level winds coming this direction. And then think about the wind shear coming in at 500 millibar and 700 millibar. Boy, we got lots of wind shear just loaded up here coming into the Ohio Valley region. Now, we can look at this European model, okay? And I'm going to put up wind gust swath. Y'all, look what's happening over here, and we haven't even got over here yet, okay? Look at this wind gust, what's happening. Now, that's why I'm saying, look at you guys over in Texas. Are you a part of this? You bet you are. You bet you are. Look at this huge, almost hurricane strength wind gust, y'all. Look at the Ohio Valley region. Now, where's that strong? Look up here in Ohio. Hurricane force wind gusts, y'all, upcoming. Yeah, big time. Let's go forward. Look over to the east. Over here in Virginia, North Carolina. Nearly hurricane force wind gust. You're a part of this too. And look at that line. I'm gonna put that lightning flash up there again. So there's that line at 2 p.m. on Monday coming through. And there's what looks like at 6 p.m. Now, Y'all are saying, well, that don't look too bad, Tim. Well, what's happening over here? Y'all, where the Storm Prediction Center have the worst weather at on Monday? Where's it at? It's right there along over here the coastline, isn't it? Now keep in mind the time that we're looking at here on the European model. What time is that? That's 2 p.m. Where'd they have the severe weather at? Well, they had it over here, didn't they? So what's happening over here? Man, oh man, I hate to say it, but you probably got a little bit of sun shining over here. Ground's heating up, right? Ground is heating up. Now, you might get lucky over here. Okay, you might get a little bit lucky because I'm looking right here. There's a little bit of shower activity going on there, which means cloud mass here may not be quite as bad. But is it going to be sufficient? Is that going to clear out enough? Look what happens at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. That shower activity's moved away. Then you got that linear line coming by. So at 3 p.m. shower activity is limited. 4 p.m. no shower activity at all either. Then you got this linear line coming. So you have the heating of the day, and maximum heating of the day is occurring. And then over here, as this line comes through, that's what it looks like at 7 p.m. right there. We could be looking at supercell activity here. Is that wind shear really bad there? Yeah, it is. Look at your 500 millibar winds. Oh man, look at that 500 millibar wind. Man, what a crazy area of low pressure here. 700 millibar winds are screaming over here. I mean, they're screaming. Then let's look at the lower level winds. Are we going to get a lower level wind coming in this general direction, giving us what? A negative tilt. Look at your lower level winds coming in this direction right here. You see it? Now, they're kind of coming in this direction here a little bit. But bear in mind, the upper level low is coming in this direction. So there's going to be a fight right there. And it looks like to me, I'm going to stop it right there at 5 p.m. That could be the worst time frame right there. If you look at the lower level winds, they're coming this direction. And that upper level winds where? At 500 millibar? It's coming in this direction. So you have the lower level winds coming in this direction. And your upper level winds coming in this direction. And then your 700 millibar winds are coming in this direction. And they were talking about the 850 millibar winds. Let's look at the 850 millibar. I didn't show that a while ago in the over here in Indiana. Look at it, guys. I mean, there is a strong 850 millibar. That's 83 knots, and they said 80 some odd knots there a while ago from the Storm Prediction Center. That's 83 knots of wind shear in that area right there. Really strong winds coming into this. Worst thing, probably, what I'm seeing right now, from what I can tell, it could be just really strong winds. Don't know for sure how much tornado activity we're going to have right now. I'd rather see the updrafts come in from the HR model. But that if that RFS model is anywhere close to being correct, we got problems big time in this area. And then those problems, and that's as far as it goes. Can't really get over here to really see what's going to happen over here. This over here is from what happened yesterday. So you have to ignore this over here right now. This right here has not made it over here yet. So this is bad, y'all. That's all I can tell you right now. Is what the RFS model is giving us right now. This looks pretty bad stuff. And so hang on tight because Sunday and Monday could be one heck of severe threat level days, and it could be. And that's the message for this morning: is look out Sunday and Monday. Um, as bad as tornadic activity we've seen thus far, and some of it has been bad. Uh, Lives lost. This tomorrow, what's coming in Sunday and Monday. Could it be worse? It's too early to say that, but man, just reading what the Storm Prediction Center is saying, and just the graphics they're putting up here, they're forecasting something pretty bad here, guys, and they're forecasting something quite sizable right here as well. They would not be saying what they're saying and putting out a graphic at an enhanced level or categorical 3 level with the probabilistic right now already at 30%. We have not seen a probabilistic at 30% yet, I don't believe, for day 3. I don't believe we have. Maybe we have we? James, have we already? Yeah, we have. I think we have. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. But again, day 3, that doesn't happen very often to have a 30 percentile out there on day 3. That doesn't happen often, guys. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here and head to work myself. So everyone, have a great day. God bless you all. March Madness, crazy going on in it. I think my Hoosiers probably got eliminated. Probably. They're holding on by a thread whether they'll make the NCAA tournament or not. I don't know. They've had a tough year. They didn't have a center. If you don't have a center in college basketball or a true point guard that can shoot the ball, consistency, it's hard to win that game at that level. You got to have a good point guard that can score. Okay, we didn't have a point guard. We had a good point guard that could dish the ball and bring the ball up the court. He just wouldn't shoot the ball though. And I'm not picking on the kid, young man at all. But you got to have if you're gonna fill out a ticket for March Madness, look at a team that has a solid center and a great point guard that can shoot and score the ball. If you got a point guard that can shoot and score and a center, you got a legitimate team. Okay, you have a legitimate team. So fill out your brackets. Okay, fill out your brackets. Have fun with it. And Sunday evening is when the NCAA will release the brackets at 6 p.m. on Sunday evening. I enjoy that immensely, but unfortunately, there's probably going to be tornadic activity in Indiana that's going to be happening that will limit some of the fun that might be happening there and across that part of the country. Kentucky, Tennessee, they all got decent teams. Um, you know, Illinois got a decent team. So be careful for March Madness fun and be careful during that time frame because when those brackets are going to be released, it could be a bad time happening as well. Um, no, I will not watch March Madness if severe weather is impeding. Okay, I can go back and watch it later. So y'all have a great evening, got a great day. Um, Good Saturday coming up. Yeah, there's not a lot going on, quite frankly, on Saturday and on Saturday. Today and Saturday, pretty decent weather out there. Except if you look at the radar here, let me get rid of this crazy wind right here. I mean, look at the wind shear at 500 millibars. Let's look at the dipsy doodle we got coming over here. Area of high pressure over here, and you got really a strong westerly wind shear coming in. All right, let me get rid of this wind, and you can see what's happening here right now. Not much going. I mean, snow across the northeast up here, Great Lakes region here. You see that up there? You see that snow coming in right there? Outside of that, y'all, it's not a lot going on. Honestly, there isn't. Oops, didn't want to do that. All right, y'all. Have a great day. God bless you all.